Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut. Joining me today is Ishan Shahane, Shomik Chakraborty, and Agni. Well, what do we say? Everything changed in the last 20 minutes of the test match, of the first session of the first day of the test match between India and Australia in Adelaide. I'll start with you, Agni. A lot has happened. India's top order has once again sort of not performed up to expectations. You had a bad start, a golden duck from Yashasvi Jaiswal. KL Rahul looked good, but Mitchell Stark had the momentum today.
Yeah, if you see Gargi, also Mitchell Stark had the momentum in the last 20 minutes or so. He was very, very wayward with his line and length, except for the first ball. That was a fantastic ball. And that is what Mitchell Stark can do with the pink cherry. Everybody knows with the red kookaburra, with the pink kookaburra, he's equally dangerous. And that's where Stark's strength lies. He'll get it in the fuller channel. He'll get it to swing. He will trouble the left-handed and the right-handed batsman alike. That was a fantastic ball to start off with, Yashasvi Jaiswal. And we heard in the commentary box, a lot of commentators were saying that Jaiswal may have been a tad unlucky, and Sunil Gavaskar very clearly said that as an opener, sometimes you have to take these. You have to take these brunts. But Shubman Gill was batting beautifully. The first couple of boundaries in Stark's first over, one was a flashing blade, there was a square drive, and the another one, the authentic one down the ground, that off drive. And also some of the strokes Shubman played, he was looking very, very fluent. He was looking very effortless. Rahul survived a scare, Scott Boland, but that was actually not out. The sneaker showed nothing. So Rahul might have been mistaken if he hadn't. He was walking off. So he should have taken that review. Later, we understood that there was no murmur on the sneaker, so he was safe. But that was a no ball from Boland, and then Khwaja dropped a sitter at slip. So Rahul was a bit lucky, yes, but sometimes luck, fortune favors the brave, as we say. And Rahul was batting well after that. But the moment there is 69 for 2, and you were like 15, 20 minutes away from lunch, 20, 25 minutes away from lunch, a sense of caution sets in, not to give anything away to the bowlers and not to give anything away to the fielding side. And I think that's cost India a tad bit, that extra cautious attitude. Kohli came out nicely, played a fantastic cover drive. And then I was just discussing with Shomikda before we were starting the live, and this is Shomikda said, and he will probably say this after me, that this is what the pink ball does. The match changes, the equation changes very quickly in 15, 20 minutes. And it's an identical dismissal we saw for Virat in the first innings at Perth. The second innings, he came back with a brilliant 100, but it was an absolutely identical dismissal we saw. Uncertainty around that uncertain corridor, fourth stump channel, with the pink ball bouncing a tad bit extra, getting a more steeper bounce. That cost Virat the wicket, and Shubman was, again, the shot was on, as I was discussing with Shomikda. For Shubman, the shot was on against Scott Boland. Probably it swung back a tad late, and it was a tad fuller for Shubman to play that shot. But no question, that was absolutely plumb. And Rohit survived a couple of close scares against Mitchell Stark in the final over as well before lunch. So now it was 20 minutes before lunch. Very, very disappointed to see Shubman walking back. He was batting very fluently. I was rooting for 100 for Shubman Gill. Was batting beautifully. Did not look in any kind of rust. And he's looking very nice. But that's what the ping ball does. So 81 for 4. Probably I'd have been happy to see India go to lunch at 81 for 2. But Rohit Pant in the middle, hoping for a middle order partnership. But what's important is, and what's frightening a tad bit is, it's probably a bit scary, that the twilight phase, the challenging phase begins now.
Yeah.
And Stark and Boland, they will have their tails up.
Yes. Let's go to Trisha now. You're at, I am guessing, the domestic women's cricket match there. Trisha, if you can hear me, your window is lagging a bit. Devashish will also soon join us. But a lot of people asking us to discuss about the Virat Kohli wicket. Edged to the slips. What did you think of that? Steve Smith got on to that. It was a simple catch. But when you talk about Virat Kohli's approach in this game, what did you think of it? Did you think that that was an unnecessary wicket, or just that the ball was too good? You can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I have not seen that's dismissal. I was seeing Sushma Verma batting.
Oh, okay, okay. So let's go to Shomik on this then. Shomik, what did you think about Virat's dismissal?
He looked a bit uncertain around the off stump. The ball, I mean, he was initially sort of committed himself to playing that shot, and then he wanted to withdraw, but that was a little too late. And in any case, what happens with the pink ball, it travels a little faster compared to a red ball. So he had very little, very little time to adjust, and it happened. I mean, the extra bounce is also there, like it happens with pink ball. The extra bounce is also there. He looked a little uncertain in the first innings at Path. Also, he looked a little uncertain around that off stump corridor. But that said, Stark was in the middle of a fantastic spell. Yeah, we have to give the bowler the credit he deserves. Stark was in the middle of a fantastic spell. He got rid of KL Rahul, and Virat was there. He traveled the other batsmen also. So basically, um, uh, I mean, it's it's a fair dismissal in the sense like it happens in cricket, and it's not that Virat played a very poor shot or something. It was good. I would rather give it to Mitchell Stark. It was good bowling.
Ishan Mitchell has been very dangerous with the ball today, three wickets already, and he's been one of the reasons why the top order has collapsed at this moment. Debashish also joins us. But Ishan, yes, what did you think of? Do you think India can come back from this? You have enough runs on the scoreboard, but still.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Gagi, to answer your first question, Mitchell Stark, yes, he was surely on song. And with that first wicket, I think the momentum was set. And, possibly a lot to prove as well. After the first test match, Mitchell Stark, not having the biggest impact, some controversies going around how Jaiswal was getting the better of him. So I'm sure Mitchell Stark as well wanted a lot to prove coming into the second test match as well. We've got Rohit Sharma and Rishabh Pant at the wicket at the moment. So there it can be a partnership that can be built. It's not going to be easy. Rohit Sharma has been pushed down the order. He himself has decided to go down the order. So it's a new position for him. It'll be difficult for him initially because it's a new batting position. He might take some time to get used to the wicket. But I think with these two, two of the most I think Rohit Sharma has experience for sure. Rishabh Pant as well has a reasonable amount of experience as well. So I think both these two, if they can put up a partnership, this will help this idea. Because if a couple more wickets fall, this Indian batting can surely collapse in really quick time, Gagi. So I think the priority over here has to be build a partnership. Take your time in the middle. Don't try to play too many loose shots, and just try and see off that initial spell as well right after this next session that will take place. So partnerships absolutely important. Mitchell Stark is definitely bowling well. It's not going to be easy, but I think with Rohit Sharma's experience, Rishabh Pant might look to take on possibly he might look to take on an aggressive role, even though this Indian team is on the back foot at the moment. And I think that's the right approach, Gagi. If you ask me, if Rishabh Pant can go on and continue playing cricket like the way he normally does, this might actually help this Indian side to get out of this slump at the moment. So I feel a partnership should be built. Rohit Sharma should take possibly a little defensive approach. Rishabh Pant take more of the aggressive approach, and hopefully, this team can get out of the trouble that they are at the moment.
Absolutely. Let's go to Debashish now. Debashish, before I ask you about the match, is this a 20-minute break or a 40-minute break?
It's a lunch break.
It's tea.
It's a 20-minute break. Sorry, but
Okay.
then I think India have lost one or two wickets many because the partnership that was going on between Shubman Gill and KL Rahul um, was taking India to a strong position, but unfortunately those two wickets and then that the wicket of Shubman Gill particularly towards before the tea break. I think India will feel the pressure because now that now it started drizzling and it has really gone overcast. So the conditions will be a bit more challenging, and then as we have all spoken, that it is always going to be more difficult when the twilight comes makes its effect. So definitely all the good work that was done by that partnership between Shubman Gill and KL Rahul is gone away, and Australia will feel that they will have a slight upper hand after the first session.
I have
Agni,
a I
yeah.
have a question for Devashish, as because he's at the ground. Just wanted to know. I mean, as it felt on tele over the last, closer to tea for the last 20 odd minutes, the ball started to do a little bit more. It was deviating a little late. Is that true, Devashish?
I mean, the position I am in at the photographer's area, I cannot make out because it is only better to judge it from the replays because the ground at ground zero you cannot make out how much there is swing. So it's a bit difficult for me. But I would say that Australia will feel fancy now that they have got all the top four batters, all the Indian top four batters in the dugout. So they will, and considering that Rohit has not been in the best of form in recent times, so I think there's a slight opening now. Means obviously with this pair and Nitish Reddy and Ravichandran Ashwin, you are into the tail. So if Australia get one or two wickets early, then India will feel a lot into trouble because having won the toss and batting fast, all you want to do is to yes, as we said, as we spoke about in the pre-match show, is that it was a good toss for India, positive decision by Rohit to bat first. And all they wanted was to lose not just one or two wickets, but four wickets before the lunch. I think Australia will consider to be having an upper hand. Gargi.
Final round of comments for everyone. Agni, Rohit Sharma and Rishabh Pant, a lot rests on both of their shoulders, but especially Rohit Sharma because Rishabh Pant will bat his natural game. He'll do that, do all the antics and aggression. But Rohit Sharma has the opportunity here to turn this into something big.
I'll be very frank, Gargi. Judging by Rohit's recent form and judging by his ability to leave the ball outside the off stump or just play it out, I don't see Rohit getting a huge score here. I'll be the happiest if I'm proven wrong. I'll be the happiest if Rohit goes on to get 100. I love him. I have an extremely soft corner for him. He's my World Cup winning captain, and I absolutely love Rohit. But judging by his current form, I don't see too much from him, and especially you could see that he was clearly all at sea against Stark in the final over before tea break. That may be because, by the way, it's a 35 minutes break. One of the viewers commented. So I'm not sure how many minutes we can continue this live for. So somebody commented it's a 35 minutes break apparently. But Gargi, honestly, that can also be the case that Shomik was saying Stark was in the middle of a fantastic spell and final over before tea. So there would be that kind of shakiness, there would be that kind of nervous, jittery feeling that you've suddenly lost 3 wickets in the space of 15, 16 balls. And Rohit being the captain, coming back in the side, not in his favorable position. Clearly, he gave it up for Rahul and Jaiswal, slotting in the middle order, coming below Rishabh Pant. He has a lot of, and Rohit was probably not expecting to go out there before tea itself. So he was probably saying that since Shubman and Kale were batting beautifully, he would have probably felt at a bit ease, but situation has turned drastically in the last half an hour, and Rohit has to bat. We don't know whether Pant will play his natural game as yet. Because we saw that in the first innings at Perth that Pant can well be the consolidator if wickets fall around him. So we don't know if Pant will play his natural game, but definitely he's standing well outside the crease as we had seen to counter the movement. So clear signs of intent from him, and that's what we want to see. Intent from Rohit Sharma, the captain. And yes, Nitish Kumar Reddy, one test old, not depending too much on him. Ashwin, we don't know how much effective he will be under the lights. So Rohit has definitely got a huge challenge in his hand to steer India to safety.
Okay, Trisha, give us a quick update on what's going on in the match because we're just about to end the show. This is a tea break, so we can't go for too long.
Yes, I'm here at the 22
She's at
where
the
Himachal
22.
Pradesh is taking on Gujarat.
Okay.
Sorry?
Nothing. Go on.
Yeah, 22 yards. Gargi is the name of the ground. We know that the cricket pitch is 22 yards as well. Got your joke. Here, actually, Himachal Pradesh was having an average day on the, they're batting at 148 per 7. But currently, I'm excited to watch the Pishta of Himachal Pradesh. Someone really to look out for in the next few. I'm turning back continuously because she's batting, and high chances one of the balls come straight up and hit either the phone or me. So I think she's a player to look out for. You guys keep watching BGT, and I will keep updating on the domestic.
All right. Final comments to you, Debashish. What do you think is the way ahead for Indian team right now? Rohit Sharma, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders now.
Yeah, absolutely. All India needs to do is to have a partnership. Means one or two more wickets means India will definitely be staring at being getting bowled out for under 200, and that will be uh, 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 a blow for them because on this wicket, if you win the toss and bat first, all you need is at least a score of 300 plus. So then you can put pressure. Every time you score the 150, you cannot be you cannot get away with it. Means as it was the case in Perth. Means Australia also got bowled out for 100, but every time you cannot expect that Steve Smith and Labuschagne and Akhwaja will get bowled out for whatever India scores. So and if India has evolved it, that is important. Is to India have need a partnership, and obviously Rohit Sharma, we all know he has proven and he has all credentials, and so he will be to India to is to get a partnership. Means anything around 60, 70 partnership, and then Nitish Reddy is also in the also there along with Ravichandran Ashwin. So, but all depends on how they play in this situation because the conditions have really gone overcast and it was drizzling during the tea break, but now the rain has stopped. So let's see.
Okay, and with
It's a
that, we'll
40
end the
minutes break,
show.
Gargi, by the way. 40 minutes break. So currently dinner time it is, and it's a 40 minutes break. Yeah.
It's a Devashish, can you confirm that? Because if that's the case, we'll take the live longer. But no one seems
Can you just
to.
message? Can you message Subhayan?
Sure, I'll do that. Ishan, till then, why don't you talk us through, a top order failure? Yes, we saw a good performance from the top order in the last test, but we've been seeing since the past two test series, that the order is somewhat fragile.
Yeah, but you're right, Gagi. I mean, it has been exposed a few times now, even in the New Zealand Test series that we've seen. At times this top order has not been able to deliver. Uh, but to be fair, I think it's been good bowling by the Australian team this time around. I think it's not much of poor shot making. I think it's been some quality bowling. Like we mentioned, Mitch Stark set the tone early on, and I think Scotty Bolland as well bowled pretty well. So I think it's been some good bowling, which has put pressure on the Indian batters, which has resulted in the wickets falling. So it has been exposed for sure. The top order has been exposed, but they've also done well in the previous performances, Gagi. So I don't think it's completely the batting's fault at the moment. There's been some quality bowling. I'm sure they'll be looking to reflect on this first innings as much as possible. The top four are already out, but Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant are still in. So I feel if a partnership is built, they can at least try and reach a solid total of around maybe 200, possibly. If they lose a wicket here, then even that's going to be much more difficult to obtain. But hopefully, a partnership can be stitched at the moment, and a further enforcement can be made where a total of 200, 250 can be reached, possibly, Gagi.
Devashish, I was reading somewhere that the covers actually came onto the pitch as it started drizzling.
That is what I was saying, that it has started drizzling just at the stroke of tea break. So I don't know because I'm outside Kargi. I won't be able to tell you whether the covers are still on or not. But as I was coming out, it started drizzling, but it is not raining now. It is not raining, and the skies are also clearing, because the overcast conditions it is a lot brighter now compared to what it was say 5 minutes before. So it is looking a lot brighter now. So hopefully there won't be any stoppage of play, and play will start straight away.
Shomik, I'd like to ask you about Shubman Gill. He was looking good at the beginning, but then suddenly, things changed in the last 20 minutes. Mitchell Stark on fire. What did you think of Gill's wicket?
Hey, Gagi, the thing is that first of all, I should appreciate Ishan for mentioning Scott Boland. I mean, he seriously bowled fantastically well, and he was a bit unlucky not to have a couple of wickets. And Ishan was spot on when he mentioned Scott Boland's bowling. As far as Shubman Gill is concerned, see, Gagi, the problem is that in these conditions with the pink ball, you are never set. Anytime a ball can come with your name on it. So Shubman was playing very well. And the shot he tried to play, that shot was on. It was a full delivery. It was a full delivery. that it deviated just a shade at the last moment, and that did him in. So basically, in these conditions, it's sort of also very difficult to predict how much India will score, how much a team will score, because as I have said, it's anytime a delivery can come with your name on it. So you are never set, but you have to make the most of it. The key to success in in these conditions, and now Mama said, Devashi said it has become overcast also. You capitalize on the loose deliveries, and that's what Shubman was doing. He was never letting any loose deliveries go, and that's how he was building in its innings. Yeah, he got a good ball, and it can happen in cricket. So I'm not reading too much into it. Uh, let's see how Rishabh and Rohit go after tea.
Yeah. Uh, Sarat Chandra here
Gargi, there's
asking.
a
Huh.
Gargi, there, as Sumikda rightly said, there's a thin line between being aggressive and over aggressive. You try to be over aggressive with this ping ball, you might let your own downfall. So obviously, Rishabh Pant and Rohit Sharma both are stroke players, we know, but they have to balance out. Yes, if there's a ball to be hit, a loose delivery, they should always be positive. But there has to be a positive intent. But by being positive intent, I don't mean that you should be over aggressive. So as Shomikda rightly said, this ping ball does a tad weigh a little bit, means compared to red ball. So, yes, with 4 wickets down, India needs to strike a partnership. So they need to be patient, take their time in the middle, play according to the merit of the ball, and the key for India is to get a partnership. That's paramount immediately. Means you lose 4 wickets before the tea break. All you need now is to get a partnership. Even a partnership of 50 rounds, 50 runs will do a world of good for the team. So the key will be Rohit and Rishabh to play out at least an hour after the tea break.
Gargi, the thing is that if Rohit were in his peak form, I would have backed, because he usually has so much time to play his shots. He has time on his side, but not Rohit in his current form. So I am not sure how long he will be there at the crease, or how his innings will pan out. But Rohit at his peak, he has so much time. I would have backed him to score, and would have backed him to neutralize the threat of the pink ball.
An interesting stat I found here. Shubman Gill has played against Scott Boland in 3 test innings, and the pacer from Melbourne has got him out all 3 times. So that really says something. Shubman Gill against Scott Boland is not a good match for the Indian fans, because Shubman Gill has fallen to Scott Boland every time he has played him. What did you think? What do you think of that, Ishan? Was Scott Boland just too good? You mentioned him before. Why don't you dig deeper on that?
Yeah, I think he's someone who reminds me a lot of a Glenn McGrath actually. Gagi. I think he's very economical. He knows exactly which line and length to hit. He's got a consistent pace, smooth action. So everything is technically very right about Scotty Bolden. So when I see him bowl, I actually enjoy looking at him bowl, because he's so smooth, rhythmic, and it's so on line and on length. He's very very rarely you might see him possibly straight down the leg side or on the offside. So I think with Shubman Gill, he's the only reason why he struggled playing Scotty Baldwin is because he's been so economical and so on par with every delivery that he's bowled to him. So, hats off to Scotty Baldwin. I think he possibly deserves a lot more wickets. He's not managed getting it in this Test match, but maybe if he continues bowling on the way he does, I have a feeling that he can also, get a lot more wickets in this Test match, cause a lot more trouble, and it's not going to be easy because if you have a bowler running in and always hitting the right lengths on a wicket like this with the pink ball, with the lights coming on later in the day, it's going to be tough business for the Indian team to get some runs out there. So I really feel it's not going to be easy. But Scotty Bolden, if you ask me why he's so good, is because he runs in hard and he just hitting the right length again and again and again.
Devashish Mitchell Stark completes 50 wickets in the BGT. So this is his 19th match and he has 50 wickets. And when we look back, Devashish, a lot of people are pointing this out. Yashasvi Jaiswal saying it's coming too slow. And do you think that provocation has really impacted Mitchell Stark?
No, he's a great bowler. I mean, he has been a great bowler for Australia, and as you rightly said, that 50 wickets in Border Gavaskar Trophy. But add to it his consistency in pink ball Test matches for Australia. Means he has been their premier bowler when it comes to pink ball Test. He's the highest wicket taker for Australia in pink ball Test matches. So it's incredible, and he has been a performer for Australia over the years. Means you leave aside that the Pat Cummins and a Josh Hazlewood, Mitchell Stark in the last one decade has been the front runner when it comes to fast bowling. So yes, India will face a lot of challenges when the lights come on into effect. The twilight, yes, it's pretty bright now. The skies are really clearing out. So the conditions will be, I won't say ideal, but as Somikta rightly said, that you just look for the ball that is to be hit. It means when you lose ball, you cannot let go the opportunity. So try being positive, and yes, that will be the key for India.
Suman Avasti saying now Gargi will send cake to Boryada. We were taking predictions, and I said by lunch, or this is tea, but we were discussing about lunch, that there will be no wickets falling by the first session, and that was my predictions. And Boryada said that he will send me a cake if that happens. I am not getting a cake today, but that's how it is. Cricket is a great leveler. Another question from Suman is Scott Boland. Best thing about Scott Boland is that he keeps the stumps in the play most of the time in Australia. Not sure what that means, but Shomik, talk about Scott Boland. Of course, Mitchell Stark is at one end, taking the wickets, but Scott Boland has been incredible from the other end, drying up the runs and putting a lot of pressure on the Indian batters.
Yeah, Ishan drew the Glenn McGrath analogy, and I would call him a poor man's Glenn McGrath, Scott Boland, in the sense, I mean, Glenn McGrath is a different level, but he's very similar, as Ishan rightly mentioned. He's very similar in terms of his line and length, in terms of his accuracy. And the question is about how he bowls stump to stump. He the I mean, the advantage of that bowling that line is that you are always bringing LBW into the equation. If you are a shade outside off stump, then you are, I mean, you are negating that opportunity to trap a batsman LBW. And he is someone who relies on his on bounce, because he's a tall man. He hits the deck, and he hits the good length. He can make the ball rear from a good length, although he is not a tear away quick. But it is this accuracy and this corridor, that the corridor that he bowls, that makes the batsman uncertain which one to play, which one to leave. So he has his attributes, and that's why when conditions are favorable, he is a very dangerous customer.
Agni, final comments to you. What are you expecting out of this session? Because this is going to be one of the most important sessions, and it can set the tone for the rest of the match. Final comments.
Honestly, Gargi, not expecting much. Expecting India to get bowled out by 150, 160 max, because twilight is the most challenging phase to bat. Clearly, Shomikda said, and I completely agree with him, Rohit is not in his prime form. Devashish the highlighted of one very important thing. Mitchell Stark has been Australia's premier bowler when it comes to pink ball test matches, and he has got his tail up. I mean, he has taken out three top order batters, quality top order batters. He's taken out Rahul, Virat, and Yashasvi. So clearly, Stark and he was making Rohit dance to his tunes the last over before tea or dinner, whatever break that is happening right now. So honestly, I don't expect Rohit occupying the crease much long. I expect Pant to throw his bat around, score some 30, 40 runs, but don't think that will be enough for a substantial first inning score. Nitish Reddy too young to counter Stark, Boland, and Cummins in twilight with the pink cherry. And then you have Ashwin and the rest of the tail. So honestly, not expecting much. But again, I'm saying that I'll be the happiest if I'm proven wrong. If they actually go on to get a 60-70 partnership, as Devashish said, it will do India a world of good and will do their confidence a world of good if India manages to go to 200.
That's what we all want. Devashish, your thoughts? How's the weather now? Is it not drizzling?
Weather, weather is fine, Rajiv. Weather is
Great to know.
absolutely fine. Sun
Yes,
has come out.
little bit
Good news for
space.
India. Yeah, good news for India. What mean they need, all they need to do is to uh, uh, bat out because conditions will get lot tougher after the once the twilight sets in. Then it will be very challenging. So the moment for best session for batting is now. Second session, best session to bat is now. Means if they have to cash in, means even 100 run session will do India world of good. 100 run session, and if they lose one wicket, they or maximum 2 wickets. That means India can consider themselves means to go well past that 200 mark, which is will be good for India. But if one or two wickets lose quickly, the kind of as Rohni says, Mitchell Stark has his tails up. Scott Boland is bowling uh, absolutely impeccable length. So anything can be possible. It is a very interesting this session coming on. Australia will look to take wickets, early wickets. India will look to stitch a partnership. So anything might happen.
Like Devashish said, India needs to bat long, bat out this session, and the second session is about to get underway. So we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, Ishan, Agni, Devashish, and Shomik for joining us. We'll be back soon, and don't